Welcome to this Ultimate Explainer. Today, we're taking a massive topic in the world of financial tech and breaking it down into clear, actionable insights. We're tackling Chime's SpotMe, and by the end of this, you're going to completely master how it works, from getting it turned on to navigating the hidden algorithms running behind the scenes.
But right out of the gate, I want to show you exactly why this matters so much. $30 billion. That is the staggering dollar amount in transactions that SpotMe has already covered. This isn't just some gimmick, it's a feature that's literally changing how everyday people manage short-term cash flow and, more importantly, avoid the absolutely devastating cycle of traditional overdraft fees. I mean, if you've ever felt the sting of a $35 penalty for a $2 coffee mistake, you're definitely going to want to pay close attention.
Here's a quick roadmap for today's explainer. We'll cover what SpotMe actually is, the eligibility requirements, a step-by-step setup guide, how limits and boosts work, exactly what is covered, and finally, some pro tips. Let's dive in.
Section 1. What is Chime SpotMe, the fee-free overdraft solution?
To really get this, we have to look at how traditional banking works, which honestly relies heavily on punishing you with non-sufficient funds charges. Well, Chime built a direct alternative to that. SpotMe is an optional, fee-free, and zero-interest overdraft line of credit for eligible Chime members. It's totally important to note, this is not free money. Think of it more like a safety net. It allows you to spend a little more than what's in your account, up to a preset limit, without paying a single cent in fees or compounding interest. But did you catch that word eligible? That brings us to our next crucial point.
Section 2. Meeting the eligibility requirements. The $200 rule.
You know, SpotMe doesn't just turn on magically the second you open a checking account. You actually have to clear a specific checklist first. Number 1, you've got to receive $200 or more in qualifying direct deposits. So what counts as qualifying? This strictly means an ACH transfer from an employer, a payroll provider, government benefits, or verified gig economy platforms. A random Venmo transfer from a buddy? Yeah, that won't trigger it. Second, this is evaluated on a 34-day rolling cycle, meaning you have to maintain that direct deposit frequency. And finally, before you try doing anything in the app, you absolutely have to activate your physical Chime debit card. To scan the QR code it comes with, set a PIN, or call their automated line.
Section 3. Activating SpotMe step by step. Turning it on.
Okay, let's assume you've hit that $200 threshold and your card is good to go. It's time to actually turn it on. Remember, just because you're eligible doesn't mean it's active. You have to manually enroll. So grab your phone. Here is the exact workflow. Step 1, tap your profile icon. Step 2, select SpotMe from the menu. Step 3, tap Manage SpotMe Accounts. And Step 4, just toggle SpotMe on for the specific card you want to use it with and accept the terms. Quick pro tip for you, if you happen to have both a Chime debit card and a Chime Credit Builder card, you actually have to toggle this on separately for each card you want covered.
Section 4. Managing limits and boosts. Understanding your algorithm.
Now that you're enrolled, you're probably wondering, do I automatically get to overdraft by $200 right away? The short answer, no. Your limit is actually controlled by a proprietary algorithmic engine, and there's a big gap between the base limit and the maximum limit. Everyone starts at a standard base of $20. Over time, that can scale all the way up to $200. Chime's algorithm constantly recalculates this based on a few risk factors: how long you've been a member, the size and frequency of your deposits, and your spending habits. In fact, if you heavily use other Chime features like MyPay Early Wage Access or their instant loans, the algorithm might automatically lower your SpotMe limit just to make sure you aren't piling up too much short-term debt.
But hey, you aren't totally at the mercy of the algorithm. Let's say the system approves you for $100, but for budgeting reasons, you only ever want to risk overdrafting by $40. You can actually cap it yourself. Just pop into the SpotMe hub, tap the little pencil icon next to your limit, and set your own manual threshold. It's honestly a fantastic tool to keep your personal risk exactly where you want it.
Alongside your base limit, you've also got some community power in your corner through SpotMe Boosts. These are temporary $5 limit increases. On the first day of every month, Chime gives eligible users 4 boosts to send to friends or family. Sending a boost doesn't hurt your own limit at all, and receiving them can temporarily bump up your coverage by up to $20 extra for that month. Just keep in mind, they do expire on the very last day of the calendar month, and your limit will just snap back to normal.
Section 5, what SpotMe actually covers. The fine print on transactions.
All right, listen up, because this is where people really get tripped up. SpotMe is not a blank check for every single type of payment.
Yes, for sure, it covers standard debit card purchases at the grocery store and certain cash withdrawals. But it absolutely will not cover ACH transfers, sending money via Pay Anyone, Chime checkbook transactions, or automatic direct debits, like if your gym membership automatically pulls from your account. But most importantly, beware of gas station pre-authorization holds. If you swipe at the pump, the gas station might put a temporary hold of $75 on your card. If you only have $10 in your account and a $20 SpotMe limit, that transaction's going to get declined because the hold exceeds your total available coverage. Knowing that little distinction is going to save you so much frustration at the checkout counter.
Section 6. Pro Tips for Responsible Use. Navigating repayment.
SpotMe is an incredible tool, but using it smartly means you need a solid grasp of how Chime gets its money back. Repayment happens through an automated waterfall system. Here's how it flows. Step 1, SpotMe covers your purchase and your balance goes negative. Step 2, your next direct deposit hits. Step 3, and this is crucial, Chime automatically intercepts those funds to repay your SpotMe balance first. Then, Step 4, whatever is left over is made available to you. So, if you're counting on your full paycheck to cover your rent, you have to mentally deduct any SpotMe debt you've racked up because the system takes that back instantly before anything else.
And what if things go a bit sideways? Say a merchant hits you with a delayed fee, pushing your negative balance past your authorized limit. If that happens, your account goes into what Chime calls a refueling state. When you're refueling, you are completely locked out of any new SpotMe overdrafts, and you can't send or receive boosts. You've basically got to deposit enough funds to bring your balance back under your limit before the system unlocks again. Honestly, just tracking your spending is the absolute best way to ensure you never get caught off guard by a refueling lock.
As we start wrapping up this deep dive, just take a quick look at the official terms up here. Please remember, this explainer is strictly for educational and informational purposes. Financial products evolve all the time. Algorithms get updated, so always make sure to consult Chime's official disclosures or speak with a qualified financial advisor regarding your personal situation.
We've covered a lot today. The eligibility hurdles, the exact activation steps, the algorithms that dictate your limits, and the specific transactions this feature actually protects. You now have a complete top-to-bottom understanding of how this $30 billion safety net functions. So I'll leave you with this final thought. Now that you truly understand the mechanics running beneath the surface, how are you going to strategically use your SpotMe safety net to build better, more resilient financial habits? Thanks for learning with me on this explainer, and keep asking great questions.